And now it's time for 3 Up.
Touchdown, Patriots!
Two big throws on this drive by Mac Jones, your quarterback. What a throw on the skinny. I'll take more of this, please.
3 Down.
Put a jacket on him. He don't want to be out here. Sit him down.
With Greg Bedard from BostonSportsJournal.com. 3 Up.
I know you're very results-oriented. I get that.
3 Down.
It's a fail all around. Fail, fail, fail.
On Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Go right back to your phones after we go 3 Up, 3 Down from Championship Weekend with Greg Bedard, presented by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Enjoy the game with the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Please drink responsibly. 3 studs, 3 duds, 3 stars, and 3 losers from the Championship Weekend. Who's your number 1 star from the weekend, Greg?
Travis Kelce. I thought he was awesome. It was very Gronk-like, sort of later Gronk career type of thing with Brady, and the Chiefs absolutely had to have it.
Steve Spagnuolo. I think the brain power on the Kansas City sideline is the best, in for that matter on the field as well, is the best of any team in the playoffs, and the defensive part of it is huge. Spagnuolo completely pantsed the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
Second.
Patrick Mahomes. He's the new Brady. He's unbelievable. He's one of those guys that you will now not bet against.
The tandem of Mahomes and Kelce. I mean, that was top-notch. It doesn't get any better than that. You know, again, Kansas City front and center.
Third star there, Greg.
Trent Williams, 49ers left tackle. I thought he was outstanding in the game, just about a perfect game, and now he gets to go to the Super Bowl for the first time.
Purdy and McCaffrey, I linked it together. Again, McCaffrey got the ball a crap ton in that game. I think it was 24 touches between the rushes and the receptions, but Purdy was dynamite in the second half. Again, big-time players, you know, and I'm talking, Purdy to me is not a big-time player, but played big time in the second half. Key spots, big performances.
3 duds. Number 1 dud from the weekend, Greg.
So I've been debating between these two guys. I kept flip-flopping them, but I'm going to end up going John Harbaugh as the number 1. I just thought for them to do what they did in that game, to take the approach that to abandon the run so early, to not. I think Lamar Jackson talked about like they weren't expecting a lot of blitzes from the Chiefs. Maybe it's because he can run the ball, and they have to account for that. But John Harbaugh was on. He knows Steve Spagnuolo really well. They were on the same staff for a while. Like, he should know what Spags is going to do. And Spags, like Mazz said, completely owned him. I mean, Harbaugh got completely out-coached at home. The whole who has it better than us, and you know, all that crap. And again, they fall flat on their face.
Lamar Jackson, nobody's stock took a bigger hit on championship weekend than Lamar Jackson. I think his stock plummeted more than any other guy, at least for the players. I don't disagree with Harbaugh, but they put the game in his hands, and he failed miserably.
Number 2.
Dan Campbell. He failed to manage the game. Like he had gotten to that point, really good game plan that they came in with, attitude, all that stuff, how to play the game. They did it correctly, but when his team needed him to be a coach and help present them a solution, like he just went for it and just completely blew it for the Lions.
Aiden Hutchinson, 16 Detroit players on the field that were credited with or that were listed in the Detroit defense on the stat sheet for that game. One of them had 0 tackles. Hutchinson. I at least could have used a cutaway of his mother. Okay? Not even Mrs. Hutchinson had a good day.
Number 3 there, Greg.
Yeah, Hutchinson got killed in that game. He did nothing. I think he had like 3 hurries in the game, maybe. Lamar Jackson, MVP. You know, Spagnuolo had a plan for him, totally thwarted him. Mazz is exactly right. Like every year there's going to be more and more pressure. I mean, don't talk about Lamar during the regular season. Nobody cares. He's got to get it done in the postseason, and I think he will. I respect the talent immensely. I think he's an incredible player. The way he's developed as a passer has been outstanding. I think he's great in that part of the game. They got him a new offensive coordinator to bring in the college sort of game this year. But again, he came up woefully short in a huge game.
Josh Reynolds, he should write a freaking thank you note to Dan Campbell and the analytics dorks in the Lions, because again, nobody's talking about him, those were two horrendous drops. The second was worse than the first because obviously he had to kind of go to the turf for the first. He still should have had it. Those are big moments. Big moments, and he all but soiled his white pants.
Okay, there's your 3 up, 3 down with. But go ahead, Greg.
Felger, by the way, on Reynolds. So last week we were talking about free agency and things like that and things that they could do. And I did mention Josh Reynolds as one of those potential free agents. Yeah, my bad. No more. No.
Well, no, he'd fit right in. We'd barely notice him.
Yeah, right.
Just another Patriot receiver. Let's go back to the phones. Here's something we haven't hit on yet with Greg. Tom in Philadelphia. Go, Tom.
Yeah, hi. Bill Belichick going to the Chiefs makes no sense. One, their defense is good. Their defensive coordinator is good. What's his name? Mazz just put him on the top list. Second, Bill has a different style of coaching than Andy does. If anything goes bad, Pat's gonna be like, this is not how we do it. We do it. Andy's a more player-friendly coach. Bill's not. And what? He's gonna bring his kids when they're a good organization to begin with. And second thing, stop blaming Dan Campbell. It's the players that lost that game, not the coaches.
No, it was the nerds. You're missing it. It was neither. It was the analysts. But, Greg, on that first point, Schefter won't let go of Belichick to the Chiefs, which tells me there's something going on there. Can't tell you exactly what. Do you have a thought on it?
I don't disagree with your instinct as far as Schefter goes, but I can't see it. And, Bill going to that organization, I mean, it's, I think we talked about it last week. Like it's, they had the persona as this very nice, loose, middle America organization. They're very open with the press, with the fans, and you're going to bring in doom into that. Like I really have a hard time seeing it. The caller made a good point, Tom, bringing up like what you're going to displace Spags. Now, could they work together? Maybe, but you would think that you would just worry about the offensive side of the ball. Spags would stay on. Maybe Spags becomes head coach, and they keep everything else in place. I don't know, but I really don't see it.
To me, it's not a fit on a million different levels, but I just want it. I just want it so bad. But I agree. It's definitely not a fit.